ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. Indeed, all thanks is to Allah. We seek refuge in Him and we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evil of our own selves and the evil of our actions. Indeed, whoever Allah guides, no one can mislead, and whoever Allah misguides, no one can guide. And I stand before you and I bear witness that there is no deity, there is no ilah, there is no God except Allah Azza wa Jal. And I stand before you and I bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the last and final messenger and the seal of all prophethoods. My dear brothers and sisters, be God conscious of a Lord who created you from one soul, and from that soul many men and many women, and fear Allah when you ask one another. Indeed, Allah is ever over you, an observer and a watcher. America, a place where people are governed by their own rulings. A place where the dollar is valued so much that it's practically worshipped. A place where it's all about the hustle culture. You have to grind and grind and grind. You have to work just so that at the end of the month, the government can take its share in taxes. Your landlord can take his share in rent, until all that's left is what little you have for your family. This is America. To work till you're 65 and you can't work no more. All of this is what is commonly known as the rat race. An endless, self-defeating, or pointless pursuit. We get so caught in chasing the dollar that we forget our goal. We forget what we are chasing. What are we chasing? And what is our goal? Is there narrated in a hadith by Anas ibn Malik, narrated that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever makes the hereafter his goal, Allah makes his heart rich and organizes his affairs. And the world comes to him, whether it wants to or not. And whoever makes this world his goal, Allah puts poverty right before his eyes and disorganizes his affairs. And the world does not come to him except what was decreed for him. This is the essence of what it means not just to believe in Allah, but believe in the hereafter. You want this life, chase the hereafter. You want Allah to help you with your problems in this life, chase the hereafter. You want Allah to enrich in your heart, to make you content, to make you at peace, chase the hereafter. Why? Because if you chase anything else, Allah makes you like a chicken without its head, or a rat on an endless self-defeating, pointless pursuit. Now, I'm not saying go move to the mountains and live like a monk. For it was Allah Azza wa Jal who told us in the Quran, وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. And do not forget your part in this world. You have to reach out. Life is not going to be given to you on a golden platter. You know, there's a very beautiful lesson from that of Maryam alayhi salam. One of the best women. Allah tells her when she leaves the town to shake the palm tree. وَهُزِّي إِلَيْكِ بِجُذْعِ النَّخْلَةِ تُسَاقِطْ عَلَيْكِ رُطْبًا جَنِيًّا. And shake toward you the trunk of the palm tree. It will drop upon you fresh dates. I guarantee you right now, you bring me the strongest man, take him to Saudi Arabia, put him in front of a tree, and see if he can shake it hard enough for one date to drop. So why is Allah telling Maryam alayhi salam, someone who's about to give birth, someone who's at their weakest point, to shake a tree? And the wisdom that we extract from this ayah is to show us, to teach us that we have to put in the effort, no matter how small. Allah with all His might, with all His glory, could have just easily made the date drop. Allah with all His might, with all His glory, could have easily made the sea split. But Allah told Musa alayhi salam to strike the sea with your staff, just as He told Maryam to shake the tree with your hands. Allah is not going to give you everything on a golden platter. You have to put in the effort. You have to put in the work. You have to go through trials. You have to go through tribulations. Allah tells us, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Do people think that once they say we believe, that they will be left without being put to the test? You know, an author by the name Stephen Covey, he says, begin with the end in mind. And I think that this is very profound advice that we can all take. Whenever we are starting something, whenever we're at the beginning of a trial, a tribulation, a struggle, beginning a new job, beginning a new career, always begin with the end in mind. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? What is my purpose? It was reported in a Sahih Hadith from Abu Dawood that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, this ummah of mine is an ummah of mercy. It has been granted mercy. This ummah of mine is an ummah that has been granted mercy. It will have no reckoning or punishment in the hereafter. Its punishment is in killings, earthquakes, and fitan, trials and tribulations. All over the news, we hear about the earthquakes that are happening to our brothers and sisters in Turkey and Syria. And wallahi, we can take a lesson from this. We see on the TV, buildings fall within less than 5 seconds, gone. This life is nothing. كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ. Everything on this earth will perish. Your degree that you worked so hard for will perish. Your house that you worked so hard to build will perish. Your car that you worked so hard to get will perish. Everything will perish except what you have prepared for the hereafter. Life is not easy. But that is the quality of Muslims. We do hard things. But why? Why work for the hereafter? Because no matter how you put it, no matter how you sugarcoat it, there's no comparison between this life and the next. There's no comparison between temporary and eternity. If you're lucky, you get to live to 100 years old. Even if you take 100 and you divide it by eternity, you get 0.00001 is somewhere. But at the end, this is Jannah, a place of eternal enjoyment. Anything you could wish, you have. Anything you desire, it's granted. And Allah adds, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, لهم ما يشاءون فيها وَلَدَيْنَا مَزِيدٌ. They will have whatever they desire, and with us is even more. Which goes to tell us that Jannah begins where your imagination stops. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Just a couple of quick announcements that the board would like to remind me and you that the community town hall meeting scheduled for the 26th, inshallah, this February. And we would love to have you and hear your opinions and your thoughts about what can happen to your community. We'll talk about the expansion, updates, finances, education activities, and other ICF offers services for you. So please join us to voice your opinion and what you would like to see happen in this masjid. Secondly, the board would like to remind me and you that donations for the earthquake victims in Turkey and Syria is from Sunday 2 p.m. through Wednesday 6 p.m. here at this masjid. So if you'd like to donate and help out, please join us, inshallah ta'ala. Another thing that they would like me to remind you of is that we have, again, the membership form still outside. You can sign up, it's not too late. Be part of a membership for this mission at ICF. And we are starting a new Muslim program for anyone who has become Muslim or has reverted back to Islam, or someone who's already Muslim and would like to increase their knowledge in the basics of Islam, like the 5 pillars, learning how to make wudu, learning how to make salah, or even giving the basics like salam. This is what the program is for. Inshallah, it's going to be every Friday from 6 to 7, starting next week, inshallah ta'ala. We are also starting up a new Quran class for those who know the basics of the alphabet and yet are still struggling to be fluent in reading the Quran. You can join us. This is for adults only, 7 to 8. Again, that's every Friday, 7 to 8, starting next week, inshallah ta'ala. And lastly, today, after Isha, we're continuing our halaqah series of Know Thy Enemy. In order to defeat your enemy of shaitan, you need to know your enemy. You need to know his tricks. So we are going to continue the halaqah tonight. If you will join us, it'll be very nice. Jazakumullahu khairan. A famous Sahaba known by Khalid ibn Walid, Sayfullah al-Maslul, an all-out unit. He was so bold in his speech, so confident, a commander who never lost a battle. He writes a letter to the ruler of Persia, and in the letter he says, وَإِلَّا فَوَالَّذِي لَا إِلَهَ غَيْرُهُ لأبعثن إليكم قوما يحبون الموت كما تحبون أنتم الحياة. He says, otherwise, by him there is no God. I will send to you a people who love death just as you love life. This is the reality. We are in a rush to get to Jannah. We aren't chasing death. Rather, we await to greet death. So that when death comes to us, we are not in shock and despair. Rather, we are smiling, being given glad tidings. If inside your heart, as you're listening to me now, you are not ready for the angel of death to come and take you, then we have to check ourselves. You know, some of us, we think that the angel of death is this big, scary monster. And although I've never experienced death, neither have any of you, there are plenty of ahadith that describe to us this experience. And in one long sahih hadith by Albani, it is said that the angel of death appears in two forms. To the believer, he appears in a white silk and gives you glad tidings. While to the disbeliever, he appears in a slack cloth, saying, "Come out displeased." The question comes up, why do people tend to avoid discussing death? You know, Imam, why are you talking about death? And Sulaiman ibn Abdul Malik asked the same question to Abu Hazim, radiallahu anhuma. He says, Ya Abu Hazim, why is it that we dislike death? And so he replies, he says, لأنكم عمرتم دنياكم وخربتم أخراكم. Because you invested so much time, energy, resources, planning. So much time planning for this life. About what you're going to do in your 20s, and your 30s, and your 40s. To the point that you've ruined your hereafter. And now you don't want to leave what you've built and spent so much time building for something that is ruined. So in summary, to end my khutbah, the rat race to the believer is to escape the financial chains of money, your job, your 9-to-5 job, and your boss. While the rat race to the believer is to escape this life, not seeking or chasing its temporary enjoyments, rather using this life to build for the hereafter. If you want only this life, then good luck to you. And if you want what's in this life and in the next, then make the next your goal, and Allah will give you what's in this life and what's in the next. Make Islam a priority, and Allah will make you a priority. And know that in the end, everything will be okay. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. ربنا ساعد إخواننا في تركيا وفي سوريا وفي كل مكان يا رب العالمين. رب اغفر لحيهم وميتهم يا رب العالمين. رب اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع مجيب للدعوات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا لا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا إلى النار مصيرنا. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه يزدكم واستغفروه يغفر لكم واتقوه يجعل لكم من أمركم مخرجا وأقيموا الصلاة.